Good evening, you beautiful people. My name is Steph. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be going through all the books I purchased in April. So we're doing an April book haul. Now, don't know if you've ever seen my videos or my haul videos. Typically they're like 30 minutes, 40 minutes long. I have like 20 plus books to talk about. However, I decided that for the second quarter of the year, so specifically April, May and June, I was going to try incredibly hard to restrict my purchasing of books. Now, I did give myself some rules, very strict rules, very strict guidelines. Unfortunately, I didn't fully follow them, especially towards the end of April. I was like, I just want to purchase some secondhand books, and they didn't fit within the parameters I set myself. But I bought them anyway, and I have no regrets. Now, technically, I did buy them in April. I didn't receive them until May, so those will be in next month's wrap-up. But we've only got like 10 or 11 books today, which might sound like a lot for some people, but again, if you go back through my last haul videos, 10 or 11 books is a ridiculously low number for me. So with that, let's get into the books that I purchased in April. So first we have got Hooked by Asako Yuzuki. This is the next book that came out by the author who wrote Butter. Have I read Butter? No, I absolutely have not. I actually wasn't planning on purchasing Hooked until I had read Butter and decided if I liked it or not. However, my brother picked up this book and he read the back and he was like, that definitely sounds like something you would enjoy, and it also sounds like something I would enjoy. So I decided to pick it up. Do you think I could tell you what this is about? An unsettling story of the line between friendship and dangerous obsession, and a delicious exploration of food and womanhood in contemporary Japan. Now, I thought that maybe we'd get some sort of cannibalism in this. However, I'm pretty sure Butter is the book that has cannibalism. This, maybe not so much. But either way, it is a very cool cover. I'm very excited that horror covers are like getting very bright and like cutesy, if that makes sense.
Upon further reflection, nothing about this book says that it's a horror, so I don't know why I just said that, but let's move on.
So that's one that like I was going to eventually probably purchase, but my brother really sparked up that process. Next we have one of my anticipated releases of the year, and yeah, I'm very excited for this book. It's called Dandelion is Dead by Rosie Story. So this book basically follows a woman, I don't know her name, Poppy. Poppy's sister Dandelion has died, and longest story short, when Poppy eventually goes through Dandelion's phone, she finds out that Dandelion was actually talking to this guy on a dating app, and Poppy, in a very uncharacteristic move, decides to meet this guy in person, and they start a relationship, and she starts to fall for this guy who thinks he's dating Dandelion, but he is not. He is face to face with Poppy. So I think it's a like a romancy literary fiction. It's definitely not like coming of age, because I'm pretty sure that Dandelion and Poppy are both in their 40s. But yeah, I don't even remember how I found out about this book, to be honest with you. I haven't seen like any publishing houses posting about it or any other book influencers talking about it, so I'm not sure where I came across this one, but I'm very intrigued. I do want to get to this sooner rather than later. Next, I picked up another new release. It is called Man Eater by Ellie Graves. This cover to me is so fucking fun. This is a cooking slash food sort of horror, which I think I've mentioned it on this channel before. Any sort of horror that involves like a restaurant, a kitchen, cooking, cannibalism, like all those sorts of things combined, just works so well for me. Also in horror movies, like The Menu still happens to be one of my favorite movies of all time, and I think it's because of the food element. Either way, this follows a woman who gets a job at a new restaurant. It's very pristine. She has to be on her absolute top game, and there is just one like rule you cannot break in this restaurant, and that is to go into the head chef's private freezer. I'm thinking, based on the title and the cover, she's probably a cannibal or a serial killer or both. So I'm very excited for this one, and I think that it's been mostly getting like relatively good feedback. We'll see. The next book I purchased for the most ridiculous reason. Are you guys ready? I purchased this next book because one of my favorite authors posted on her Instagram story that she was reading this book. She did not say whether she was enjoying it. She did not say whether it was good. She was just reading it, and I was like, huh, I guess I'm gonna have to purchase that book. So I screenshotted her story, her Insta story, months ago, and found the screenshot on my phone. I purchased Box Hill by Adam Mars Jones. Apparently this has been turned into a movie called Pillion. Yeah, Hanya Yanagihara posted this, that she was reading this on her Insta story, and I think she literally posted like a photo of an open page and said sex scene on page 3 or something like that. And I thought, well, if my favorite author, or one of, is reading this book, then I should probably give it a shot. So I have picked it up. I have not given it a shot yet. All I know is this is about like 2 men who start a like heavily sexual relationship and possible BDSM and something. I have no idea. And I've seen a lot of people in the review section of Goodreads say that if you hate yourself, this is a great book to read because the main character also really hates himself. So maybe if I'm reading, like I read it when I'm in a mood, I'll appreciate it. The next one I picked up from QBD because I went for a little shopping trip with my brother. It is Anyone's Ghost by August Thompson. Now, the first line on the back of this book says, it took 3 car crashes to kill Jake. And then it goes through like the first car crash, the second car crash, the third car crash. So I'm pretty sure this is a queer romance between 2 boys that meet when they're young and how their relationship and friendship changes and everything while they go through life. It just sounds like my kind of book. So I did purchase it. And while I was at QBD, I also decided to pick up The Ending Writes Itself by Evelyn Clark, which was a new release, super highly anticipated by basically every thriller reader in the community. This is about 6 authors, 1 private island, 72 hours to write the killer ending. Now, I just read You Are Fatally Invited in April, and guess what that book was? It was 6 authors being invited to a private island. Now, they didn't have to write an ending, but they did have to play some games, and I'm gonna be real, I didn't love You're Fatally Invited. I'm actually unhauling it because I just don't think I'm ever going to pick it up again, but this also hasn't been getting the best reviews, so I'm a little bit scared that maybe this concept of a bunch of people going to an island where bad things start happening, like I think maybe this concept has just been overdone at this point. I'm not sure. Fingers crossed, like I do hope for the best, but I'm scared. I'm very frightened. Next we have got A Good Person by Kirsten King. Again, I don't know where I found this book. I'm not sure if it was like on Instagram. Like I've been finding a lot of book recs on Instagram lately. But this follows a girl named Lillian. She is dating this guy named Henry, and she really thinks they're getting serious, and like she's about to tell him that she loves him, and he ends up breaking up with her, and she decides to go like full rage. She like ends up cursing him or like performs some sort of hex on him. Lol jokes, next day he turns up dead and she is the key suspect because she was one of the last people to see him. I love this cover. Okay, I actually prefer this cover over the American cover or the US cover, which is crazy talk because I love the covers that have like oil paintings on them, but for some reason this is just like cutesy. Like I really like this cover. I like the colors, and I've seen a lot of people actually reading this lately, so I don't know if it's a newer release. Oh, it is. It's a 2026 release. Well, that just makes sense, doesn't it? Because yeah, I haven't seen anything about this book until after I purchased it. So high hopes, fingers crossed. Next, I have a book I picked up secondhand from Savers. I stopped in because I'd donated a bunch of books. So like I said, I have been trying to lower the number of books I own. So if I'm going to be buying books, I would also like to be unhauling books that I'm never going to pick up again or that I no longer have interest in. And on a trip to Savers to donate a bunch of books, I stopped in for a few minutes and I found this one. It is Carrie by Stephen King. I have never read Carrie. I hate this cover. I hate movie covers on books for the most part. But this was like $3 and I've been wanting to read Carrie for a while. If I do enjoy this, I will probably buy like a different version that doesn't have, what's her name? Chloe Grace Moretz on the cover. This is Carrie. This is a classic. This follows a girl who finds out that she has telekinetic powers and kind of uses them to get revenge on all the people that have been shit to her entire life. I think I've seen 2 or 3 adaptations of Carrie. I've enjoyed all of them, but I mean, I feel like this is the first book Stephen King wrote. I'm pretty sure he wrote this when he was a teenager. So I'd love to read this. I'm trying to attempt to read more Stephen King books. I just feel like as a horror lover, it is obscene that I've only read like 2 of his books. So I'm trying to get into Stephen King a little bit more. And yeah, I'm glad that I found a secondhand copy of Carrie, even if it is this ugly cover. Next, I have 2 books that I purchased from Big W, and these are the last 2 books that I purchased in April. I saw Writers and Lovers by Lily King. I've heard about this book. It's kind of always been in like the background TBR in my head since it came out. I know that, is it Heart the Writer? Heart the Lover? I don't know. Her new book has just come out, I know that, but I remember that this book got a lot of love when it came out, and I'm pretty sure it's about a woman who meets one guy and she's really into him, but then she meets another boy and she's like, oh my god, I really like him as well. So I think it's like a love triangle situation, but like in a literary sense, not in a trashy romance sense. Hopefully I enjoy this. And the very last one was actually a pick from my brother. I picked up 3 books by Andrea Mara, and I made my brother read the backs of all 3, and I said, you tell me which one I'm going to buy, because I'm only going to buy one. And this was the only one that didn't seem like it was entirely focused on children, and my brother knows that I'm not like the biggest lover of children. I love my niece, and that's basically it. So he ended up choosing Someone in the Attic for me, and this just sounds fun. Like, a woman's daughter shows her a video of a stranger, like a burglar, leaving someone's attic, and the main character's like, hang on, that attic kind of looks like ours. And then she receives another video and someone is in the attic. So I'm also excited for this one. So with that, that is everything I purchased in April, which is not a lot for me. So what books have you purchased recently that you're excited for? Do you even purchase books, or are you a smart person who uses their library? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys soon.